getting down, bulldogs? Oh, I miss all of you so very much. And I know I already talked about missing you in the hallways and your smiles and your laughters and your hugs. But I do and can't wait to the day that we're back at our building. This week, I wanted to read you some of our favorite books. And today I'm going to start with one. And I thought, which one book would our students like to hear? Mucky Moose. Oh, and when we're reading Mucky Moose today, remember to make your voice sound like Mucky. So this is Mucky Moose, written and illustrated by Jonathan Allen. And you can see I have Kevin that's here that wants to listen to Mucky Moose too. Mucky Moose. In the tall, dark forest of the north, there lived a moose. His name was Mucky. He was called Mucky because he was mucky, the muckiest, smelliest moose that ever lived. Now, there was only one muddy swamp in which every moose liked to wallow, but some parts were much too smelly and sludgy for most moose. These were Mucky's favorite wallowing places. Mucky was so smelly that he attracted flies from miles away. They buzzed around his head in a big cloud. Birds perched on his antlers and snapped up the flies, while frogs sat on Mucky's nose and caught flies too. Mucky was so smelly that when he walked through the forest, all the other animals kept out of his way, all except the skunks, that is. Skunks, as everyone knows, smell terrible, but no skunk ever was even half as smelly as Mucky. Whenever skunks met Mucky, they were so impressed by his powerful smell that they gave him a round of applause. Kevin, there we go. In the forest, there were lots of wolves. Everyone knows that wolves sometimes eat moose. When the biggest wolf in the forest heard about Mucky, the largest moose in the forest, he decided to eat him for his dinner. I'm the biggest wolf in the forest, and I'm extra hungry, so I'm going to eat the biggest moose in the forest, he declared. One morning, as Mucky was walking back from his daily smelly wallow, a cloud of flies buzzing around him, a couple of birds on each antler, a huge wolf stepped out in front of him. I'm going to eat you for my dinner, he snarled. I just thought you'd like to know. How interesting, replied Mucky, but I'm afraid that doesn't fit in with my plans. The wolf was furious. No one had ever dared to speak to him like that. He drew himself up, ready to spring at Mucky. Then, suddenly, the winds changed direction and blew Mucky's horrible smell right at him. Wolves have very sensitive noses. To a wolf, Mucky's smell was positively dangerous. The wolf let out a sort of a choking noise and stopped in his tracks. He turned green, yellow, then green again. His toes curled and he collapsed in a dead faint. Not hungry anymore, Mucky chuckled as he continued on his way. When the wolf recovered, he was very angry indeed. I'll get that moose, he growled. A few days later, Mucky was strolling through the forest when the wolf once more stepped out in front of him. This time, the wolf had a clothespin on his nose to protect him from the moose's dangerous smell. I'm going to eat you for my dinner, he cried as best as he could. You're going to do what? Asked Mucky. I'm going to eat you for my dinner, yelled the wolf, his voice shaking with anger. I'm sorry, but I can't understand a word you're saying with that thing on your nose, Mucky replied. The wolf spluttered, then snatched the clothespin off his nose. I said I'm going to eat you for... As Mucky's smell hit him, the wolf turned green, then yellow. His ears curled up and his tail bent like a corkscrew. Then he crossed his legs and he fell sideways in a faint even more deadly than before. Dear, oh dear, said Mucky as he stepped over him and continued his stroll through the forest. Poor Wolfie's been taken ill. What a shame. It took the wolf a week to recover. He was beside himself with anger. I'll fix that smelly monster of a moose, he swore. As he was walking back from his daily wallow, Mucky was surprised to see the wolf step out in front of him yet again, this time wearing a gas mask.
"Aha!" he cried in a muffled voice. "Got you now, Mucky Moose. Prepared to be my dinner, and about time too, I'd say."
The wolf drew himself up to full height, ready to spring. "Sorry, Mr. Wolf," said Mucky, "but how are you going to bite me with that mask on?" The wolf hadn't thought of that little detail. Thinking was not his strong point. "Rah!" he yelled in frustration, tearing the gas mask from his face. "Smell or no smell, I'm going to eat you now!" With a roar, he leaped at Mucky, fangs bared. When the smell hit him this time, he turned not only green, then yellow, then purple too. His eyes crossed, his knees knocked together, and his tail revolved at a high speed. Finally, his legs buckled, and he fell sideways in a dead faint for the third time. Mucky shrugged, shaking his head, stepped over the wolf's body, and continued on his way. The wolf did not bother Mucky again after that. He left the forest forever, never to return. Changing his ways, he went to the nearest city to become a guide wolf for the blind. The other wolves sensibly kept away from Mucky, who just went on as he always had, wallowing happily in the smelliest parts of the swamp he could find, and talking to his friends, the birds, frogs, and skunks. The end. So Breton Down Bulldogs, I hope you enjoyed. Remember, this is one of those books that I read to you every year. There are also some other books that I hopefully will get to this year. Mean Jean, the Recess Queen. We all know that book, and I can't wait to read that one to you as well. I also have The Day the Crayons Came Home, We're All Wonders, The Day the Crayons Quit. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll be able to share some more of our favorites and the books that every year I get to read to you. Now, as you can see, my trusty companion, Kevin, is at my side. Well, right now, Kevin is underneath the table, probably taking a little nap. And maybe we'll stop this video right now, and maybe I'll show you some tricks from Kevin. So everyone, miss you so, so very much. Hugs to all of you, and we will talk soon. Bye.